The Lino were herbivores, gentle philosophers who'd achieved spaceflight through sheer curiosity rather than competition. When humanity first encountered them, it was friendship at first contact. Two species who chose peace, who valued life, who believed the galaxy could be better. For 60 years, humans and Linari built something beautiful together. Joint colonies, shared technology, cultural exchange. They were proof that different species could coexist without dominance or submission. The Galactic Council saw it as weakness. The Linari occupy 14 worlds of strategic value, Council Chancellor Morvax declared. They refused to cede territory or join the Council's economic sphere. This cannot stand. The vote was unanimous among the Council's 7 founding species. Not a single dissenting voice. The extermination took 3 days. Orbital bombardamento. Biological weapons. Systematic destruction of every Linari settlement. 14 worlds, for 0.2 billion souls, erased from existence. The Council transmitted the recordings across the galaxy, a warning to any species that dared remain independent. They made one fatal miscalculation. They assumed humanity would accept it. Ambassador James Morrison stood before the Galactic Council, his face carved from stone. Behind him, holographic images of Linari children dissolved in plasma fire. "You murdered our friends," he said quietly. 4 billion people who never raised a weapon against anyone. The Linari were given options. Chancellor Morvax replied dismissively. They chose poorly. Humanity would be wise to choose better. Join the Council. Submit to our governance. Or what? Morrison interrupted. You'll do to us what you did to them, if necessary. Morrison smiled, a terrible, cold expression that made several council members shift uncomfortably. Then let me tell you about human choices. 50,000 human warships dropped out of FTL simultaneously, appearing in perfect formation around the planet. Capital ships the size of mountains. Carriers bristling with fighters. Dreadnoughts that made the Council's defensive fleet look like toys. That's the first expeditionary fleet, Morrison said conversationally. We built it specifically for exploring dangerous regions. Never had to use it in anger before. Chancellor Morvax's 4 eyes went wide. This is an act of war. Va? Morrison's voice cracked like a whip. You don't know what human war looks like. You murdered philosophers and called it policy. You broadcast their deaths as entertainment. You thought we'd bow and scrape like all the others. The holographic display shifted, showing 9 more human fleets materializing across Council space. Each fleet positioned over a Council founding world. 500,000 warships total. Every Council homeworld is now under human siege. Morrison continued. Your defensive fleets are outnumbered 10 to 1. Your orbital platforms are targeted. Your leadership bunkers are marked. We have firing solutions on every military installation, every government center, every Council asset in the galaxy. You cannot. This is unprecedented. You're right. It is unprecedented. Morrison's eyes burned. Because humanity has never done this before. We've been peaceful, diplomatic, patient. We believe in the Galactic Council's promise of order and justice. The Linari believed it too. You pulled up the footage again. Linari families holding each other as the fires came. They were our friends, our brothers and sisters in spirit. And you killed them to prove a point. Morrison leaned forward. So here's humanity's point. Touch our allies again, and we will end you. The Council chamber erupted in protests, threats, demands. Silence. Admiral Chen's voice boomed through every speaker. She appeared on the display, broadcasting from the bridge of the Righteous Fury. You have 1 hour to surrender complete authority over galactic affairs. You will disband your military. You will free every species you've subjugated. You will stand trial for genocide. And if we refuse, Morvax challenged, though his voice shook, then we stop asking nicely. Every human ship armed its weapons simultaneously. The energy buildup was visible from the planet's surface. 500,000 stars preparing to fall. The Linari had been pacifists. They died believing in peace. Humanity had been patient. but they'd never forgotten how to wage total war. 53 minutes later, the Galactic Council surrendered unconditionally. The 7 founding species were placed under human occupation. Their weapons were destroyed. Their leaders faced tribunals. The subjugated species were freed. And on 14 dead worlds, humanity built monuments.